Hi, my name's Howard Gordon. I'm the executive producer and writer of 24. Welcome to this exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the making of 24 Redemption. Redemption finds Jack in Africa. He's left everything behind, his country, CTU, his government. Jack's been dodging a subpoena. They want him to answer for his past conduct, something Jack has no interest in doing. But before I give any more away, please enjoy this exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the making of 24 Redemption.
Hi, my name is John Cassar. I'm directing the 24 prequel. Welcome to Africa. It's a pretty big action sequence, even by 24 standards.
When they start lighting off those explosions, you find another gear.
Kaboom!
Just another day at the office.
Awesome.
1 minute you're doing an emotional scene.
When are you going home?
I'm not going home.
And tomorrow we're going to be blowing things up.
That was good.
I don't even consider it an episode. It's kind of a 2-hour film version unto itself, but it's all done in real time to explain where Jack has gone and really set up the beginning of season 7.
Very pretty. Where did you get it?
Rajasthan, India. You ask a lot of questions.
That's what Mr. Bennett says.
I bet.
When were you there?
Last summer.
Before you came here?
Yes.
And before that, where were you?
Different places.
What we wanted to do was to remind people, look, we're back. Jack is back.
The Africa story actually started out as the first episode of season 7.
It's a 2-hour movie that we've all to do, and we figured Africa would be the place to be.
The thing about Africa is, of course, you have the faces and you have the shanty towns and so on, and the townships. You just can't get that in the rich nature of the tribal characteristics. The faces are so extraordinary.
You got the coast, you got the mountain, we can take you to desert, we can take you to jungle, all within 45 minutes of town central.
As you can see behind me, the locations are absolutely spectacular.
It's the fact that all the cars are right-hand drive, that the cars don't look like they were made in America, that they're of a vintage age, that even if we found a car that old in the United States, it wouldn't look that way.
It's all of those things that really make Africa, Africa.
One of the great things for Rodney, our cinematographer, is that because we're in the south part of the continent, in their winter, the sun never gets to our 12 o'clock noon, if you will. And so the shadows are wonderful for him to play with, and it's never a direct light. And you can tell just myself, a real amateur photographer. Just in the pictures you take, the light is just so magnificent, it's different.
We're just having a wonderful time here, blowing things up and shooting everybody and doing Jack Bauer stuff.
There's no way in the world we could have done this in Los Angeles.
Everything is different than what I'm used to shooting in LA. We had unbelievable rainstorms the first day we got here. We've had an unbelievable windstorm here today.
And I'd say the score is good weather 3, bad weather 5. So every day has been a struggle.
Most people's comment on the weather is just give it 5 minutes and it'll change. So the dynamic is huge.
One of the challenges that we thought would be really tough was finding the right crew, because we're only bringing select people from our 24 crew, and you've got to know that we've been at it for 6 years now. So we have a really tight crew that put the show together in a shorthand that's unexplainable. And so suddenly you're moving that away. So we've brought key people, but the crew here has been absolutely fantastic. So we're very happy with the South African crew, and if the weather can cooperate just a little more, we can get through this.
Whatever we don't get here now is not gotten. 3/4 of the cast was cast here, so we have to shoot these people out here. So every day there's pressure to get that done.
Last time Juma made a power grab, he ignited a tribal war. Our involvement could avert a genocide.
Be careful, Madam President.
Because season 7 has a huge Africa storyline, it only made sense that Jack really starts the year in Africa.
The journey that I kind of have mapped out for him was Eastern Europe all the way into the Middle East, through Afghanistan, circling back down into Africa, has kind of gone to India at some point, has come back, and has reconnected with one of his dearest friends, Carl Benton.
Kiefer and I made a movie together about 8-9 years ago in the Hawaiian Islands. And it was a miracle that any of us actually survived at all from that movie, so We'd kept in touch, and when this came through, it was a very simple one. It was an honour to actually be asked to come and perform, but also from Kiefer to play this part, because this part of Carl Benton is Jack Bauer's friend, and there has to be something between these two guys that comes across. And of course, we've got a wonderful friendship, which I hope comes through on camera.
Thank you, Carl. I mean it. Thank you for everything. Always.
Bobby's one of my favorite actors, period. I think the first time I saw him was in Trainspotting, and then I went and got almost every film he'd ever made before that, and I've certainly seen everything after. I've had the pleasure of working with him on another film before. There is a quiet strength that he has that I really don't see matched by anybody, and it's an unbelievable thing to play off of, and he's just an unbelievably giving actor as well. He has a face that tells 1,000 stories.
People like you and me, Jack, we don't keep score by counting how many lives we've saved, but by how many we've lost.
Jack, in his search for something, has found Benton, who is played by Robert Carlyle, who we're very happy to have with us. And Benton was searching for something too, and he found this school. He found a way of giving back by helping these poor kids that had lost their families and sort of giving them an education, giving them a place to sleep, giving them food in this war-torn country of the fictional Singala.
Jack, from the end of season 6, he kind of has decided to leave the U.S. and is really going to disappear, and has reconnected with one of his dearest friends and is now living in a compound that his friend Carl Benton designed, which was to take care of the child victims of the wars in Africa.
But Jack has now at least found a place to rest. And then what happens, of course, this school gets right in the middle of this Singala. Mostly because what they're doing, the rebels are getting these little children and they're making them soldiers. And this is a prime place to gather up some young soldiers.
The character that I play is called Dubaku. He works under a guy called General Juma. He's looking for the kids because they need members for their army. They're sort of a rogue army, so, you know, the only way to make up the numbers is to recruit these child soldiers.
As we all know, a lot of children on this continent have been fighting in war since the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, and he's developed a school to try and rehabilitate them. On the beginning of this particular day, the beginning of a revolution starts in the area of the school.
Jack, Juma's raising an army. Desmond says they're headed for the school. They're coming for the boys, Jack. You gotta get them into the shelter. Jack, don't let them take my kids. Don't let them take the children.
At this stage of the story, Juma's warriors are coming to get the children, to make them join the army, and my job is to protect them. So I've hidden them in a bunker, and I was hiding behind this tractor when they pull up. I think 4 gentlemen pull up in this car with a 50 caliber machine gun, and they start making their way up towards the house.
And so this is where they stop, okay? They all stop here like this. Now, they're all looking over there. Go. And now slowly, you go that way, and you come right at me. Like this. Kiefer goes and throws it, and cut.
Jack comes over, lights a piece of dynamite, sticks it under the car. We're gonna have 6 charges in this. We'll have some gasoline. The hood will fly off the back, the doors will fly off, and our big fireball and the car flip over. So, should be good.
Stan Blackwell, he's our guy from LA, and he's always safe, which, you know, knock on wood, is my favorite thing about Stan. But also, he puts out, you know, some of the best explosions on television, and he has for the last 7 years.
A little too much in the lifter, so it kind of pulled the pole up rather than lift the car up, so it kind of tore the metal away, which is just a lot of oomph to it. Turned out real good, so we're real happy with it. So, good stuff.
All right, let's go through the cues again. On explosion, they go down. Kiefer lights the dynamite. He throws it. He does a gunshot for the explosion and the dynamite. They both turn. Kiefer comes out. Bang, bang, kills the first guy before he turns. Second guy turns, bang, bang. Okay? All right, let's shoot.
The weather certainly has been tricky. They've had unbelievable winds coming off of that mountain range. And when dealing with explosives and anything like that, you have to be really careful.
In the ground, you could see the line basically where the explosions are going to be right at his feet.
We have a mortar with a squib in it. We put a cardboard pusher. We'll crush up some cork and put some peat moss in there. And it looks like a ground of a machine gun.
You're also going to pan with him as he goes to the tree.
Were they really behind me? Because I'd like to understand how I ended up with a pound of dirt in my mouth. I think they were kind of right alongside of me and a wind caught them and boom. Other than, spitting the dirt out for the next hour, it was great. I thought they looked fantastic. And I remember saying to John, I wish we weren't running uphill because I wanted him to go really fast. And it's very funny when they start lighting off those explosions, you find another gear. So, yeah, even for an old guy.
When he gets to this tree, all the men fire at him, and the tree gets lit up with gunshots and hits on the tree, and then he runs over to where that gentleman is right now and hides behind that house. He sits there for a little bit, they fire at him there, he turns, and what he sees is the guy with a rocket launcher. And at that point, it's time for Jack Bauer to go. So he runs and takes off, and when he takes off that way, this building behind me, kaboom.
So I'm a little nervous for that part.
See that camera over there?
Yeah.
Okay, that camera, there's a guy in a red hat over there, okay? See him?
The guy behind the camera?
Well, he will be in front at the time. He's hiding right now until you get to the tree. Okay, so he comes out, he's over there like that, and you fire at him. Okay. Put down a couple shots at him and he'll fall out of frame. Now it's like, see what's going over here, turn to look. You got this camera.
Two guys split.
Here, no, this is the rocket launcher. Okay? See the rocket launcher, and just go into here. And it's done.
The rocket worked great. This third one, we're going to shoot down the wire. It's a real simple gag, but we love it. It's always very impressive.
Ready, and action!
Everybody is incredibly alert when that starts, and there's an adrenaline rush, which